Trump himself in the last few weeks, people need to remember this, Trump himself in the last couple of weeks has come forward about 14 days ago, and he said, give me the presidency, put me in office right now. I won 2020. Everybody knows it. The information's becoming clearer by the second. Put me in office right now. Essentially, if you look at the January 6th committee, why it was formed, in the original opening statement, they said the purpose of this committee is to gather evidence so that President Trump can be charged with the crime of sedition and insurrection, inciting people to overthrow the government, the elected incoming government of the United States. That's what they said they want to do. They want to arrest Trump for inciting an insurrection. Trump, being who he is, isn't going to give them anything, you would think, to go after him, except that he did. When he said that, he said, don't worry about 2020. Don't worry about December and January 6, 2020. I'll give you fresh shit. Here, hand it to you on a silver platter. I won 2020. I'm the ultimate election denier. I'm the ultra mega that you've all feared all the way along. The presidency, he was very direct about that. That was post Mar-A-Lago. You think he's afraid of being arrested? Trump, at the same time, at the same statements, said, both in writing and verbally, okay, there's enough time. There's enough time between now and the November 8th election. If you won't make me president immediately, if you won't acknowledge that the 2020 election was thrown, go ahead and just put me on the ballot. Let's have the election over. There's time enough. Put me on the 2022 ballot right now against Biden and see who wins, because I'll win. Well, you're not going to be able to do that. Nobody's going to cooperate in that. There's not going to be any consensus to allow that to happen. Then there's a third thing. Trump says, if you won't put me in the presidency, if you won't put me on the ballot, go ahead and charge me with a crime. Trump is actually in the role of a matador. In Spanish bullfighting, you fight the bull to the death, and it's the bull's death, hopefully. But matadors die all the time. It's not super common, but it's not uncommon. You make one wrong move, it's a big bull. He outweighs you 10 to 1, and so you have to picture the bullfight. It's a very, I think this helps people to see this. Trump, in Spanish bullfighting, the matador wears a suit, and it's called a suit of lights. And they're very shiny, flashy, beautiful, reflective material. They cost $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 for these custom handmade suits. Very flamboyant. They have to be made with a great intricacy and delicacy. It goes back to this tale of Gilgamesh, the second oldest stone tablets that we found in the world have this ancient tale of Gilgamesh. He was a god king who took on this bull that fell from heaven, and it was very powerful. And so this bull that fell from heaven, very powerful, nobody could defeat it. And then the matador, Gilgamesh, gets in and does battle with it, weakens the bull ultimately, and his aide is able to help him to get a fatal blow and kill the bull. Trump, in some variation of this tale is the Matador. In Spanish bullfighting, there's 3 segments to bullfight. You parade in the Matador, and if you're having multiple bullfights, which they do, all the Matadors, and it's a huge grand spectacle. All of the audience have handkerchiefs, and they wave their handkerchiefs so that the stands look almost electric. You know, hands up, hands down. It's a good bullfight. You know, the bulls putting in a good fight. The Matadors and the various others putting in a good fight. And in the first phase, it's introducing all these players to it. And there's a trumpet that sounds to begin the whole affair. And the trumpet sounds for the next phase. And the bull is weakened by the picadors. And so before you can get to that phase of the fight, you have to weaken the bull sufficiently to get it to open up its defenses, its natural defenses, so you can get a kill shot in. So all through that second act, they're out there getting the bull charging and moving around and wearing itself out. Then the Matador, with his cape, takes over in the third round. And this is the round where you see the cape being thrown braggadocious, demonstrative, to get as close to the bull, to get the bull as close to him as possible, to wave the red flag and suck him in close and tight, and get the bull to charge. And the bull will run and stop and walk and try to size up the Matador, set himself up, and then do another run. And each of those charges, that bull is getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and more and more vulnerable. And so at that point, there's only so long that's allowed, and you can't let it go on forever. So Trump is now maneuvering this deep state bull, this beast, into position. He's daring them. In the presidency, you know I want it, everybody knows it. Put me on the 2022 ballot. I'll easily defeat you. The people have had it with your bullshit. Or charge me. Charge me. He's waving the flag. Come on, come on. Charge me. Because he knows that if and when they do, and they will, the people are going to be waving their flags, because that bull is going to charge, but it's not going to get Trump. It's merely going to get the cape. He's waving the red cape. Come on, come on. And he's waving him as close to him as he can, so he can get the kill shot, and he's setting them up. That's this moment we're in. Some of the fun stuff going on behind the scenes. Okay, you're hearing it here. I don't think anybody else anywhere on the internet's talked about this so far. You know what's going on at Mar-A-Lago right now, this second, as we speak? House. Remember when the FBI raided Mar-A-Lago, and I had one of my friends, a doctor who lives there in the area, and she let me know that you know, there's the police there and all the lights and everything, just literally before any of the news media showed up. She was there literally within minutes of all this happening. They're closing off the road. All these people started showing up, and it just became a big, you know, gathering. But you couldn't see anything inside. Okay, we knew they were there, but you can't see through the gates and all that. But I've said to audiences around the country over the last, you know, year and a half, and last months and the last few weeks, the gut punch is coming. They're going to arrest Trump. at some point in here. Trump himself talked about they want to arrest me at Michigan when he did his event there this last weekend. And, he's been telegraphing, they're getting ready to do it. The January 6th committee said all along this is about indicting Trump for, inciting an insurrection in America, for trying to cause a seditious act to overthrow the elected government of the United States, with a coup on the January 6th stuff and all that. So think about this. Now Trump's given him plenty of ammo to come in and arrest him currently. They don't have to go back to January 6th. He said, I won the election. Put me in the presidency. He said that over 3 weeks ago, said it on Truth Social in writing. He said, if you don't put me in the White House, I won, then put me on the ballot in 2022. There's still time. Those are seditious, insurrectionist statements to overthrow the current government of the United States. Now, are they in fact the lawfully elected government? Trump's saying no. They're there via election fraud. So the January 6th committee is going to, have him arrested for a seditious act. And so what's Trump doing right now? He controls that facility at Mar-A-Lago. He's having literally this morning all the trees around Mar-A-Lago cut down. Literally all the palm trees, old trees that are very old, been there a very long time,
so sad. Look at
down, all of them. They're all being cut down. As one of my friends said that was just there minutes ago, said,
the poor trees.
It's bare naked, bare as a frying pan, naked to the world. Think about this. I thought her description was so prescient because they're about to come in there to fry up Trump. They want to arrest Trump. Where are they going to do it?